Against another great showman, Chris Eubank. Tonight they sign up for the biggest grudge match in years. Action from the Rumbelows League Cup and Messrs Ben and Eubank signing the contract for their November showdown. We've Jim McDonnell's fateful and near fatal attempt to move up a weight, seeking another world title shot. And tonight's double title fight between Tony Akubia and Alex Dixon. One of the most devastating punchers of all time, Nigel Benn. Ben is earning a cool £1 million for defending his WBO middleweight crown, but it's pride that's really at stake on November the 18th in Birmingham. Eubank will start underdog, but not in his own mind. His ego is virtually indestructible.
I have 4, 5, 6 ways of fighting. I can play chess, I can go back, I can come forwards, I can dance, I can box, I can slug. You name it, I can do it. I would say I challenge all contenders, competitors.
Ben's not exactly a shrinking violet either. He spent most of the day just before the Michael Watson showdown at the barber's. Like Samson, Nigel found the haircut wasn't a lot of help.
Oh, he's gone. So, the big hitter has been hit in the 6th round, and the way he backed off from that punch in the eye, it looked as though he wasn't sure he'd been counted out on his feet there.
But the Dark Destroyer steered away from his own wreckage towards America, and a collision with Doug DeWitt for the recently created and, according to some, barely significant WBO title. After taking a count, Ben won convincingly. If he could do the same against Iran Barkley, who'd rubbed out Hitman Hearns, that would silence the doubters for good.
What a round. It's done him again. Remember now, the 3 knockdown rule of WBO is in effect if he goes down once more in this round. No, he stopped it already.
But Chris Eubank wasn't at all impressed, as he was quick to let the Ben camp know.
You know I can take your boy. You're petrified, and I know you are. Your boy's mine. It's done.
Eubank's defensive skills have never been at issue. What the critics said was okay, but can he hit? On Saturday, he gave us the answer.
Well, Eubanks is always able to back up his boast, and you can't knock an unbeaten record. Oh, I was going to say, I don't know what he's like, Dos Santos, and I don't think we're going to find out. His legs have stiffened up from that, and he's certainly not going to make the count. That was some punch on the side of the head and the ear, and he's pleased with his night's work, you can imagine. And we can have another look at it now, and I'm sure Dos Santos would like to have another look at it coming his way. It was a good knockdown. I've no idea how good the Brazilian champion was, but, well, 20 seconds is not an all-time record, but it's close enough.
This is why I shall take you out on the night of the 18th of November. You are mine, you belong to me. I am the man.
Nigel Benn is talking to you.
To face me. The thing about him, he's all hype. He's all hype, you know, and I can't wait to November the 18th to give him a good hiding. You know, he went out there, he done the job on a guy. Who was it? Another Sanchez, Gomez, Lopez, who was it? Another road sweeper? Hey, I've done that before. Now I'm with the big boys. I'm there. I'm there already. He's got to prove himself, not me.
Will you prove yourself, Chris?
On that particular night in question, I will show that I have what it takes. This man is nothing but, he's the real hype. I come up the hard way. I didn't
prove myself, boy.
You had your time. Let's have some parliamentary procedure here, all right?
Oh, God.
I didn't come up the easy way. I came up hard. I didn't have Frank Warren. I didn't have Ambrose Mendy. You know, I came to Bury when I was 14-0.
But what makes you think you can beat Nigel Benn?
Because he's just a puncher. He's only got a puncher's chance. I'm a skillster. I'm a fighter. I can punch as hard as he can. I can box, I can slug, or whatever he can. He only can, everything is loaded in my favor for this fight, because in my opinion, although he's a great puncher, he has nothing else other than that.
Do you go along with that, Ambrose Mendy?
That's why.
Not at all. Not at all. Nigel Benn he came up the hard way. You know, we're going to find out on a night who's fooling who. In my opinion, Chris Eubank tries to talk as if he came out of some silver spoon society. He's a kid off the street the same as us, and we're going to find out on the night just who's fooling who. In regards to Chris saying that boxing is a mugs game, we've got something to show you. It's a piece of our own artwork. Perhaps you'd like to home in on that. It's a mugs game. And I'd say this, a Shakespearean quote for you young man to learn. how much sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. That's from all the professional boxers in this country.
Barry Hearn, why is this man the boxer they all love to hate?
Well, I don't think they do. I think that's an image that's been afforded to him by some of the journalists in Fleet Street. It takes a bit of time to appreciate Chris Eubank. But, having said that, I'm not detracting from either fighter, but we have a situation when Nigel Benn fought Michael Watson. Nigel Benn was the undefeated fighter that went in. Chris Eubank now is the undefeated fighter. He's there on merit. He is the man until he's been beaten. And it's going to be a very highly competitive fight between two great athletes. At one point, I must just say, Ronaldo Santos is not a Gomez or a Sanchez or a Pedro or anything. That man had never been knocked out before. And in fact, in his professional career of some 20 fights, had never visited the canvas. Chris, how important is it to you to lay Nigel Benn on the canvas?
That's not important. I just got to beat the man. It doesn't matter whether I knock him out or take him to 12 rounds and give him a boxing lesson.
But why is it so important to beat this particular man?
This is the business. This is the business. And I will do what is required on the night. And not only that, if he doesn't extend me, which I'm sure he will, then I shan't do anything more than I have to do.
You won't even face him. Why won't you face him tonight?
I'll face the man in the ring. I can face him. I'm speaking to you. You're asking me questions.
Anytime.
You're asking me questions. I'm being polite and I'm facing you. I'm looking in your face. I have nothing to say to Nigel. I find the man intolerable in that he's so wild. I have no time for such people. He has no class as far as I see it. About Nigel Benn, I would say this. The man is a powerful puncher. A very powerful puncher. For this, I would like his autograph, because after I've finished with him, he isn't going to be anybody.
Nigel Benn, will you be anybody at the end of the fight?
Hey, I have to see the thing about him. I think both sides of the coin. Like I was saying before, when Watson kicked my butt, hey, I got up, brushed myself down. When he fought Quinones, Jorge Amparo, Doug DeWitt, Iron Bartley.
It seems that this one is working you up more than any other fight.
Yeah, more than anyone else. I think the public is demanding this. I walk down the street, people say, hey, give this boy a hiding. Well, and I am determined to go out there firing on all cylinders.
Well, let's make sure the fight takes place by signing the contract right now. Christopher? I have to say there seems an element of genuine hate between these two, Ambrose.
For sure.
I don't hate the man. I just want his WBO title. I pray that I have enough dignity not to hate the man.
Exactly.
Hate doesn't come into it for me. Hate destroys the game and makes it look brutal, and that's why a lot of people don't take to it. I don't hate the man. I want the men's title, and I intend to prove that I'm a better fighter than the man, which I am.
All right, gentlemen, you both signed the contract.
I personally do hate him. I personally do hate him.
So is there any point in me asking you to shake hands after signing the contract?
No.
Well, gentlemen, all four of you, thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.